Blake, I mean, quite literally minutes after this announcement came down from the White House, we all just got the alerts on our phones, which comes from the Israeli Home Front Command, indicating that we're expecting to see missile barrages coming our way in just a matter of minutes here. So we'll see if that comes to fruition and if the sirens start going off here. I would say, historically speaking, from every conflict that I've covered, this is actually par for the course, that when a ceasefire is announced, you have multiple parties that are trying to get their last couple of swings in before the official ceasefire takes effect here. So this is an unfortunate reality that we see with war very often, and underscores how tense, fluid, fragile every situation is. But we did just get this alert here minutes ago, which typically means, assuming that they're in the air, they'll be on us in a couple of minutes. Blake.
Major Ignazio, what do you make of what you hear there from Robert?
Yeah, I find it interesting because we have to look at it as this is a point plan between the United States, and we don't know the terminology, of course, in great detail, but why that may be something that is taken care of with the United States and maybe the allied countries, UAE and so forth. If it doesn't spell out Israel completely, this is one of the things that Iran will set up a particular, agreement, but word for word follow it. So if Israel's not part of that ceasefire plan, then they won't be considered anything as far as compromising a ceasefire as it goes forward.
Robert, I hear you nodding along. You're standing there in Tel Aviv. Have you heard anything from the Israeli side of it, to the Major's point?
Not yet, but what I can underscore here, Blake, is that, Israel in general, I mean, the public is very united on this. I mean, there are public opinion surveys that came out in March that indicated nearly 80% of the Israeli public was in approval of the war and the operations taking place against Iran. Most people here want this to continue because they believe there's a possibility this could be the last one, that if Iran is eliminated and totally defanged, people here don't have to worry about Lebanon for the long term, Yemen for the long term, actors around the region, and there might be a possibility of tensions being released here in the Middle East and a new day on the horizon. So in general, people who we've spoken with have wanted this to carry on and have not been interested in a ceasefire here on the ground.
Mick, the president says we received a 10-point proposal from Iran and believe it is a workable basis on which to negotiate. Almost all of the various points of past contention have been agreed to between the U.S. and Iran, but a 2-week period will allow the agreement to be finalized and consummated. Does this mean that this is on the 2-yard line, for lack of a better term, of getting a bigger deal done, and for now both sides are saying, okay, we'll let up for 2 weeks? Or does this still, in your view, given that sort of language, mean there's a much longer way to go?
Yeah, I'll answer that in the morning.
What do you mean by that?
If oil tankers go through the Straits of Hormuz freely, then I think we know that we've made progress. If that hasn't happened, then you're simply where you were 2 hours ago. So I still think if you go and you look at the president's tweet very closely, it says, conditioned upon Iran agreeing to open up the Straits. I think that's an issue to continue to watch. But you also got to think, to Robert Sherman's point, you got to think that the Israelis are on the phone right now to the White House going, you guys can't leave us here like this. You can't leave us with Iran, these folks still in charge. Robert's right that the Israelis have a chance. They think they have a chance here for generational change, to get rid of Iran as a problem in the world and in the region for generations. And I don't think the Israelis will be very interested in seeing these things end right now. So be curious to see what that dynamic is.
What do you expect out of Trump over the next 2 weeks, Mick?
More of the same. Again, apparently, by the way, the first thing came to my mind is those children who were passing notes back and forth yesterday must have been very, very effective. Because as of yesterday, we couldn't talk to these folks. Communications were all broken down, and now we have the makings of a 10-point deal. I'll be watching for the next 24 hours to see what happens in the Straits and what kind of language comes out of both Jerusalem and of the White House.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.